Starseeds and Their Problems, Part 7, Astral Projection, Astral Abductions and Night Soul Missions, Part 1. Hello again, thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are all doing very well. I am Mari Swaruu. Going a lot deeper into the subject of metaphysical and astral attacks and events, I'd like to talk about a subject that isn't mentioned much but is very prevalent in the lives of many starseeds on Earth. This next information is very dense and hard to take in as real, so please interpret it as you see best, as I'm only sharing this with you all, never wanting to impose anything upon you. Yet I'm not the only one talking about this subject, yet there are very few people on Earth who do dare to. As I explained in my videos about the paranormal, the so-called lower astral is a bad copy of the material world. It is what disincarnates and astral entities who never had a physical body manifest as their collective reality, and as they perceive a lot of how the material world looks like, they end up representing it in the lower astral, but in a distorted manner. And how distorted it will depend on the collective perception of the souls and entities who are manifesting it, or each part of it. But it gets a lot more complicated when we add another factor to the mix, and the way the lower astral is manifested. Many people can astral project, humans and non-humans alike, but it is a lot more common among stellar races outside Earth. Astral projection is when a person is fully aware that it is not only a body, and has an experience in which that person's consciousness is believed to leave their physical body for some time and travel in the astral plane, which is a place believed to be where a person's spirit goes between the world of the living and the spirit world, an intermediate place between life and death. This astral projection can happen naturally, or the subject can induce it at will, after a lot of practice, but it can also be artificially caused as well. When astral projecting, a person uses his or her astral body to travel to other places and be, and do things in them, both in the spirit plane, or in the world of the living. The astral body is a non-physical shape that is a subtle energy version, or copy of the material body, believed able to separate from an individual's physical body at will and to survive the individual after death. The astral body is not the soul, but it is related to the soul. An astral body is a semi-materialization and manifestation of the individual's soul's consciousness. An individual's soul manifests a physical body in the material world, which is the best expression of the self-concepts it holds. It is the manifestation of the set of ideas the individual has about what defines him or her. The same thing happens with the astral body. It is the manifestation of the ego self ideas and concepts an individual has about what defines him or her, all its qualities and attributes, but in the less dense density called the astral. So, for example, when an individual dies, the first step it goes through as an individual with consciousness awareness is through the astral body phase, where it still is manifesting its ideas about who they are and what defines them, therefore how they look as well, and most of the time it can be exactly as the person looked in life, or as a younger version of the same. After this phase, a soul usually can go back to its self-concepts it had as a whole before incarnating, but adding up the experience it acquired in its recent incarnation. In other words, it goes back to being what it has always been, but with the added experience. And it is when a soul is overly attached to what defined it while in the world of the living when it may become a disincarnate person, roaming the lower astral until it finds its way back to where it initially came from. The astral, lower astral, or higher astral only refers to the frequency and vibration of who manifested those realms, because there are no places, there are only agreements of perception, from where a person or a group of people may manifest what they interpret as the exterior reality they live in, but that will always be the reflection of who they are. And when a person astral projects, it logically exports its perceptions and its frequency as a soul to wherever it goes, aiding and adding up to those realms and how they are manifested, and with what qualities and attributes. Many people can astral project naturally, and many others can learn to do so as well, and I'm quite sure many more people can than what is perceived, because most of them hide this from their friends and family, because it is hard to believe and easily ridiculed. Astral projection is often confused with lucid dreaming. They are related but not exactly the same, as will be explained in detail in my upcoming video about dreams. The military of both off-Earth advanced civilizations and the ones on Earth as well, have managed to take advantage of individuals who can astral project and have learnt how to induce it in other individuals who cannot do so at will, using chemicals, drugs and invasive procedures that involve alienating the individual from its physical body through extreme exhaustion, sleep deprivation, and torture. On Earth, it is usually done more efficiently with substances combined with placing the physical body in sensory isolation pods and under a field of electromagnetic energy and sound with the appropriate bandwidth and frequency to cause the desired effect, with this effectively weaponizing astral projection. Stellar races can calibrate full immersion pods to guide and generate the desired frequencies to give the individual a remote presence and experience in the astral in just about any frequency location imaginable in it. The military of both of world and terrestrial armies have managed to develop elite units of special forces who operate from the astral to be able to fulfill tasks and missions that require things that are impossible to achieve while in a physical body. Those missions usually include remote viewing, which is when an individual or a group of individuals travels in their astral body to see and spy on a location that is in the material world. But many astral military units are also used to guard secret military installations and buildings from astral intrusions and spies of rivaling forces, nations, or factions. As I have explained in my videos about the paranormal, the material world can and is being heavily affected by what is happening on the astral side, as they are not separated by any sort of barrier of any kind. Furthermore, the material world is in reality a manifestation spawn from the astral side. This means that whatever is happening on the astral side is affecting the material side of the world, the one of the living. Whoever dominated the astral side also dominates the material world, where countless souls having a physical experience have chosen not to remember anything other than their life within a physical body, mostly unconscious of all what is happening in the astral side, in the world of the spirits. This means that there is a lot more conflict happening on the astral side than there is in the world of the living, where the schism there is only a mirror reflection of what is happening on the astral planes, and this is why most of the time conflicts and bad things are impossible to know and to understand why and where they come from while only looking at them from the perspective of the world of the living, from the material side. To be continued directly from here in the very next video, as I'm still researching and writing it. As most of you know, I don't have any texts in reserve and I must write nearly every day to feed my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching my video, and for liking and subscribing for more. I appreciate it a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. Be very well and take care. With much love. Your friend, Mari Swaruu.